Spanish ambassadors, English ambassadors, Francisco, Bernardo, and Marcellus, sentries, first player, leader of the troupe, players playing roles of prologue, player king, player queen, and Lucianus, Fortinbras, Prince of Norway, Norwegian captain, soldiers in the Norwegian army, gravedigger, second man, his companion, priest, Osric, a courtier, gentlemen, lords, sailors, messenger, and finally, attendants, officers, and servants. Act 1.1. Enter Bernardo and Francisco, two sentinels. Bernardo, who's there? Francisco, nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself. Bernardo, long live the king. Francisco, Bernardo, he. Francisco, you come most carefully upon your hour. Bernardo, it is now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco. Francisco, for this relief much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart. Bernardo, have you had quiet guard? Francisco, not a mouse stirring. Bernardo, well, good night. If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste. Enter Horatio and Marcellus. Francisco, I think I hear them. Stand ho. Who's there? Horatio, friends to this ground. Marcellus, and liegemen to the Dane. Francisco, give you good night. Marcellus, oh farewell, honest soldier, who hath relieved you. Francisco, Bernardo hath my place. Give you good night. Exit. Marcellus, hola, Bernardo. Bernardo, say what? Is Horatio there? Horatio, a piece of him. Bernardo, welcome home, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus. Horatio, what has this thing appeared again tonight? Bernardo, I have seen nothing. Marcellus, Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it. Horatio, tush, tush, 'twill not appear. Bernardo, sit down a while, and let us once again assail your ears, that so fortified against our story, what we have twice nights seen, what we have 2 nights seen. Horatio, well, sit we down, and let us hear Bernardo speak of this. Bernardo, last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made his course to loom that part of heaven, where now it burns not, Marcellus and myself, the bell then beating one, enter ghost. Marcellus, peace, break thee off, look where it comes again. Bernardus, in the same figure like the king that's dead. Marcellus, thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio. Bernardo, looks not like the king. Mark it, Horatio. Horatio, most like, it harrows me with fear and wonder. think you on it. Horatio, before God I might not this believe, without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes. Marcellus, is it not like the king? Horatio, as thou art to thyself, such was the very armour he had on, when he the ambitious Norway combated. So frowned he once, when in an angry parley he smote the sledded bullocks on the ice. 'Tis strange, Marcellus, thus twice before, and jump at this dead hour. With martial stalk hath he gone by our watch. Horatio, in what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and spoke of mine opinion. This bodes some strange eruption to our state. Marcellus, good now sit down and tell me, he that knows, why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land, and with such daily cost of brazen cannon, and foreign mart for implements of war. Why such impressive shipwrights, whose sore task does not divide the Sunday from the week? What might be toward that this sweaty haste doth make the night joint labourer with the day? Who is that can inform me? Horatio, that I can. At least a whisper goes so. Our last king, whose image even but now appeared to us, was, as you know, by Fortinbras of Norway, thereto pricked on by a most emulate pride, dared to combat, in which our valiant Hamlet, for so this side of our known world esteemed him, did slay this Fortinbras, who by a sealed compact, while ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit with his life all these lands, which he stood seized of to the conqueror, against the which a moiety competent was gauged by our king, which had returned to the inheritance of Fortinbras, had he been vanquisher, as by the same comart and carriage of the article designed. His fell to Hamlet now, sir, young Fortinbras, of unimproved metal hot and full, hath in the skirts of Norway here and there sharked up a list of lawless resolutes for food and diet to some enterprise that hath a stomach in it, which is no other, as it doth well appear, unto our stain, but to recover of us by strong hand, and terms compulsatory, those foresaid lands. So by his father loss, and this I take it, is the main motive of our preparations, the source of this our watch, and the chief head of this post haste and rummage in the land. Bernardo, I think it be no other, but even so. Well may it sort that this portentous figure comes armed through our watch, so like the king that was and is the question of these wars. Horatio, a mote is to trouble the mind's eye in the most high and balmy state of Rome. A little ere the mightiest Julius fell, the grave stood tenantless, and the sheeted dead did squeak and gibber in the Roman streets, as stars with trains of fire and dews of blood, disasters in the sun and the moist star, upon whose influence which happily foreknowing may avoid. O speak, or if thou hast abhorred it in thy life, extorted treasure in the womb of earth, for which they say your spirits oft walk in death, speak of it. The cock crows. Stay and speak. Stop it, Marcellus. Marcellus, shall I strike it with my partisan? Horatio, do if it will not stand. Bernardo, 'tis here. Horatio, 'tis here. Exit goes. Marcellus, 'tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical, to offer it the show of violence, for it is as the air, invulnerable, and our vein blows malicious mockery. Bernardo, it was about to speak when the cock crew. Horatio, and then it started like a guilty thing. Upon a fearful summons, I have heard the cock that is the trumpet to the morn. I have heard the cock that is the trumpet to the morn, doth with his lofty and shrill sounding throat awake the god of day, and at his warning, whether in sea or fire, in earth or air, the extravagant and erring spirit hies to his confine, and of the truth herein, this present object made probation. Marcellus, it faded on the crowing of the cock. Some say that ever against that season comes, wherein our Saviour's birth is celebrated. This bird of dawning singeth all night long, and then they say, no spirit dares stir abroad. The nights are wholesome, then no planet strike, no fairy takes, nor witch hath power to jump. So hallowed and so gracious is that time. Horatio, so I have heard, and do in part believe it. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks over the dew of yon high eastward dale. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight upon young Hamlet, for upon my life, the spirit dumb to us will speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquaint him with it, as needed in our loves fitting our duty? Let's do it, I pray. And I this morning